Starting off, get a nice apple. Make sure it's sort of dryish. And it's important to have the apple peeler core handle thing all the way back so that you can get it really safely and thoroughly nailed on. Another important thing is to make sure that this little piece right here is straight up and down. It's got to be vertical, because if it's not, I don't think it, yeah, it's pretty vertical. Okay, we'll try one. Then I might have to whack it with my magic whacker. Now this seems to be working pretty well. I like to have the apples cool. I think they work better when they're cool. So there's that. And then I slice them in half just so they fit in the Dutch oven better. I fill the Dutch oven up about halfway with peeled cored apples, and then I put on some cinnamon and cloves, and then I fill it up the rest of the way and put on more cinnamon and cloves, and then put it in the oven. You can use a big oven, I use my little oven, for about 50 minutes at 350. And then I let it sit on the counter for another half an hour or so before I even try to cool them. Then they go into a plastic tub to cool in the fridge, and if we're not going to eat them right away, they go into the freezer. They seem to come out of the freezer just fine. They thaw nicely. So that's Nana's recipe for yummy baked apples. It also makes a good pie filling without, same technique. Okay, this is my very delicate adjusting tool. It's a, I think it was used for leather working originally, but I use it for lots of things. It's a great garlic mallet, and it also adjusts that little thing without denting it.
Show me that thing again.
This piece here has to be vertical, and it has to, and this has to go right through the middle of it, or you're, see, now I gotta back this off a little bit. I'm gonna give it a little whack that way. So anyhow, keeping this aligned with this is the secret to not having your apples fly all over the kitchen.
Okay, tell me about the plywood and the base, because you've got a bunch of pieces screwed onto it, and
okay, the most important thing I have found, because I tried using this peeler core just with the clamp that came with it, and it wobbled. It was impossible to keep it steady enough to have a really stable work surface. So somebody that I know who's very handy made this wonderful setup for me. It fits right underneath my table, and then it's clamped very thoroughly with these clamps, and it doesn't move. This whole thing just is absolutely rock steady.
that sounds good.
It is. It's the only way that, I mean, that between the rock steadiness of that and the getting the middle of the apple through the peeler core, this is a piece of cake, or a bunch of apples, as the case may be.
That's a wrap. This is the box it came in. The aforementioned cook really believes in this type, but as you can see, she's bought more than one over the years, but if you modify it, it'll work really well for quite a while.